start this morning. Got a long journey this morning, off to the north of England for some work, and so I'm really looking forward to the journey. It's a really nice sunny day. It's hopefully going to take me about 15 minutes to get into the office. Now, the fun thing about working away from the office is that you don't have to go into the office every day. I actually quite enjoy that, not being in the office, you know, for like 2 or 3 days and then going back in again. It kind of refreshes you. Yep, so off to a rugby ground in the north of England for today. Going to be staying up in Warrington tonight, and then kind of coming back on Saturday. So this is like a 3-day journey. So taking you with me, show you the sights and sounds. So after a quick 10-minute drive, we're here nearly at the office, and I'm going to go and park up and get my van. So it's 20 past 9 in the morning, and I've been driving for about 2 hours and now stuck in traffic. Oh my god, this rain is a nightmare. I've never seen rain so hard. Well, we're nearly here. I think I'm a couple of minutes away, and I'm busting for a wee. I left at 6:30 and it's now 12:05, so hooray! And I should have reached my destination.
Your destination is on the right.
And this is what I'm looking for, telegenic. So here we are at Widnes rugby ground, and this is our view of the stadium. We're in the back part. This white van here is the BT van. We've then got a generator van, and I'll take you around to the other vans around the other front. Okay, this is where the trucks are parked. Now, the first one on the left-hand side is called the tender truck. This is where it keeps all of the equipment, all the cameras, all the cables, everything to connect up to the TV vans. And here you can see this is the catering. So basically on site there's always a catering, and there is this, which is like a bus, and this bus is basically like a cafe. So basically go and sit down. We'll go in there later. So once the picture has been mixed from this van here, it goes into this BT van here, and it goes down this cable. It goes along here, and it goes into the screen box, and that's your picture going back to Sky Sports. This is the generator which powers everything. So our door is this one here in the van. This is the engineering door.
It's original 13, no 15. I was just putting it through CCU.
So this is where we control the cameras from. These are iris control, and basically you can adjust the colour of them.
And that's 13. So it's going to. I'll wait till it tries it. CCU.
So basically every camera has its own control, its own RCP, and then basically once you can preview an RCP onto the screen and adjust its colour balance. And the colour balance basically appears up on these types of screens here. Now our cameras for our 2 handheld cameras come in over here on these 2 screens. So one cameraman's called Ross and one cameraman's called Nick. And then we have a ref cam which will appear here.
Hello 13.
So this is what we call, this is where the engineers basically line up the cameras, get all the colours correct, ready for the event later on. And as you can see at the moment, they're basically setting up the camera inside the studio even though they haven't got any lights on in there yet. So this is adjust the colours, adjust the brightness.
Can you try talking on production? You're on engineering at the moment.
So this is the EVS room. This is where they do slow motion replays. So you have an EVS machine. This is basically a slow motion playback machine where you can kind of like roll forward and roll back and then alter the speed of your actual footage that's actually being played out. So you would have probably maybe six EVS engineers basically up here, and what they'll do is they'll choose their clip and then submit it to the director once he's happy with it. Okay, so this is one of the cameras that gets used out on the ground. This is one of our radio cameras. This is a Sony 1500 camera, and the difference that this camera has than a normal camera is it has this section at the back, which has a radio module here. This is a transmitter, and this is a data module. The data receives commands from the scanner video truck to alter the brightness of the lens, which is here. So basically the iris can be opened and closed depending on how bright it is, and that can be controlled by a RACS engineer sitting in the van. This transmitter basically takes the video signal from the camera into the transmitter and then out of this antenna, which is received on the antennas which were on the side of the stadium. So this is the stadium, and as you can see up the top here, the camera guys are setting up their cameras over there and down here and across there. So our antennas for our radio cameras are up at the top. There we go, that's 4 radio antennas, and what they do, they receive the signals from the cameras and then send them to the vans so they can mix the pictures. So here we are, now you can see our down converters and antennas. That's called a cheese antenna. This is an omni antenna. And another cheese antenna, and basically they receive the RF signals, they go through a filter and then through what's called a down converter box, and then they go back to the van. So up here is where all the other cameras are. Now usually all the cables that come back from the cameras have to go back to the van. So basically they come out of the building and they're all loomed up, and they usually end up in the back of a van, which is called the tailgate. Now on the tailgate, our inputs are 13, 14 and 15, and that's for the video. Now the audio comes out of number 3 and number 10. All the other red cables are coming from the other cameras and other connectivity around the ground. Our video signal goes back down to this rack, which is underneath this, underneath here, and as we can see, we've got fibre connectivity and 3 radio receivers. 2 radio receivers are for the wireless cameras, shoulder mount cameras, and the other receiver is for the ref cam, which the referee wears on his head. These just basically connect straight to the antennas upstairs via a optical fibre, which is these red cables. They go straight upstairs into a conversion box into the antennas. So I'm going to show you the referee cam. This is the vest that the referee wears. It basically goes over the shoulders and fits on their back. This has got a transmitter inside, and it's got a battery and a receiver so that we can control the camera also from the van. So basically we have a video, power and data control connector on here, and the referee headset looks like this. So basically this is the camera here, which basically mounts here, and these go around the ears. This control cable goes into this pack, and that then becomes all one complete unit. He's also got an earpiece, which is basically for here, so that he can hear the production talking back to him. And it's pretty waterproof, although it does get very sweaty as the referee gets hot. And we have to change the battery at half time. And it's not the most pleasant of things because it gets very wet. So that's one. And then we have a spare one, which is this is our spare one. That's a spare ready to go. And then we'll also have another type. This one mounts on a fabric headset, but we don't tend to use these ones anymore. So we've set all our cameras up, we've got all the radio links working, all the pictures are coming back into the van. Just enjoying a nice cup of tea now in a completely empty stadium. I've just got the place to myself at the moment, and I think it's going to rain. There's some really black clouds coming up at the moment, so I think in about a couple of minutes we're going to have a load of rain. But the benefit of being here, somewhere like this, is it's the England versus Wales game today, and I've got a good screen. I'll show you. There we go. I've got one screen to myself for England versus Wales, and there's nobody else. Oh, can you hear that thunder? Oh, I can hear that thunder. There we go. England versus Wales live. At the moment it's Wales 1, England 0. It's now about 2:30 and we've got our match at 8 o'clock, so we've got a long time to kill yet. Hello. So now we've had lunch, and it's still pissing with rain, and we're just waiting for 5 o'clock. I think it's been about 4:30 now, and then what they do is something called a fact check, where they check all the cameras and all the links and that everything works, all the tally lights, cue lights, sound, and then once that's done, then we just have to wait another couple of hours until about 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock's the match, although 7:30 I've got to put the vest onto the referee and then test that works. Oh, hiccups. Anyway, catch you in a bit.
Upstairs to Dennis, and then those back row seats there, all the other guys. Can you see your shoulder screen? Do you want to go over to your handheld, Terry? No, it's in the tunnel at the minute. Yeah, that'll be first. Do player interviews at 5 to 6, please. Now, it's obviously still ready.
Okay, so at the end of a long day, it's time to take everything apart, stick it back in the van, and then go to the hotel finally, and then start all again tomorrow.